all the even called
I went to Mechanic Arts High School. In my senior year, I was fascinated by airplanes, and I used to build models and all kinds of stuff. And when it came to the senior year, I took a test that they call the B2 test for Navy pilots during the war. I passed everything beautifully, you know. But then there were racial challenges. I was drafted into the service, and I was fortunate again. Before I went into the service, I had a trio, and we would play at the USO and at the church. You know, we were only 16-year-olds, you know. When I went in, the head of the USO in Roxbury threw a big party for me, you know. I got into the service, went down to Texas, and was in basic training for a day. And a staff car came out to wherever we were doing our basic training and called me. Well, I'm in Texas, and you know, with the racial thing, I didn't know what to expect. But they took me back to headquarters, and they assigned me to Special Services musician. And I couldn't figure how I was so fortunate. Now that was in the early 40s, mid-40s. In 1980, I'm sitting in the car, and this gentleman walks by, and I recognized him but couldn't place him. So I was nervy enough to jump out of the car and confront him. I said, "Excuse me, sir, I know you from somewhere." He said, "Paul Broadnax?" I said, "Yes, you know me." He says, "I was director of the USO, where you used to play." He said to me, "How did you make out in the service?" I said, "The strangest thing happened. I was assigned to Special Services musician." He said, "It worked." Evidently, he had some contact. It took me 40 years to find out my good fortune.